Hey everyone. So in our last video, right, we talked a little bit about how we define strategy. We talked a little bit about, what kind of questions will lead to us understanding the elements about strategy that we need to figure out in order for it to be successful. But it was really just touching on the surface of things, right? What we really want to understand is what are these, what we call the hows that define a firm's strategy, the types of things that we want to know how we do these things in order to craft a successful strategy. Let's just take a little bit of a look at the framework that we're talking about here. So when we're trying to figure out these hows, these things that, give or shed light on what we should focus on in our strategy, firm strategy really just needs to consist of competitive moves. We're trying to figure out how to perform well. So we want to craft a strategy that consists of competitive moves or business approaches that we can employ in order to do all of these things. The really important things to strategy is making sure that we can attract and please our customers, make sure we're giving them the things they're looking for so that we provide them the type of value that gets them to, let's say, buy our product or service. How can we compete successfully against the other people in our industry? Remember, we've focused a little bit on the industry situation, what it looks like against our rivals. We try to craft a strategy that can capitalize on new opportunities for us to grow or pivot or adjust our business with the changing times, which is ever important now, right? We try to craft a strategy that can respond to the changing market conditions, like I was just saying, conduct operations efficiently and effectively, and hopefully at the end of the day, right, as we stressed in our last video, really achieve those targeted financial and market performance metrics that we have decided defining what it is to be successful and perform well for us as a firm. So while hopefully all of these aims seem fairly straightforward and make sense to you, hopefully from a business standpoint, crafting a strategy that does all of these things is not necessarily the easiest thing we could do. Our strategy is really, like it says here at the middle of our model, is just hopefully some coherent, and this is the important part, coherent combination of the actions and approaches, how we run our firm to achieve all of these hows. How are we going to attract those people? How are we going to compete successfully? How are we going to find new growth opportunities and get at them and have them do positive things for our company? How are we going to manage these functional pieces so that we can conduct operations efficiently and appropriately? How do we achieve those performance targets at the end of the day? So it's not just about some combination of things we think might work. We have to try to find some aligned, coherent combination of these things in order for us to actually craft an effective strategy. So choosing a strategy, we know, can be kind of difficult based off this, right? It's no small task, but after we've assessed these hows, or our ideas about how we're going to achieve all of those different things, and we have combined them into some coherent strategy that our firm could pursue, essentially, right, like it says right here, what we are saying is we have recognized there are a lot of different roads, right? We're going to use this analogy a number of times throughout the semester that, there's a road between where we are and where we want to be. And our strategy is really, when there are a number of ways to get there, a lot of different avenues, a lot of different streets, our chosen strategy is like saying, I've chosen my route and all of them, we think that the one we are choosing here works best for us. It is most conducive to the things we're trying to accomplish. You might think of it somewhat as, right, let's say you are, like, your company, you're taking a bike to where you're trying to get to. Now, there are routes that might go down rocky, like dirt roads. There are ones that go down paved roads. There might be one that's a paved bike path kind of thing. And you might say, for my vehicle, for my situation right now, I think that this path is most conducive for the type of transportation I have right now. And our transportation is just what's our business's situation and all of the resources, our capabilities, our strengths and weaknesses taking those into account, this is our vehicle for getting where we're trying to go. So we've acknowledged that there are a lot of ways to get there. Some might work well for others. The one we've chosen works best for us. We feel like this one we've chosen is going to take us where we're going. It's going to strengthen our position in our market, going to make us competitive, and it's going to, at the end of the day, it's going to boost that performance we've chosen is our metric of success. So the big things to remember, I know that this is hopefully making it seem simple. And like I said, I want to stress this over and over. It really can be it can be a simple idea. How we implement it gets a little trickier, but we want this idea to remain simple for you, right? Crafting a good strategy is about competing differently. And when we do that, there is no one roadmap. There is no one prescription that is going to work for all businesses. And a lot of different ways of achieving that success exist because everyone's situation is different, even if they compete in the same industry. So, there are different operating pieces, there are different market positions, strengths, weaknesses, resources, advantages, all of these different things, personnel strengths, functioning strengths and processes we have in place. All these things determine what your situation looks like. A creative, as I say here, a creative, distinct strategy will set your firm apart because it provides some sort of superior value to your customers. And value is what the game is all about, right? We'll talk about this idea of value over and over this semester, but we want to offer this in a reliable way that hopefully opens a door to creating some sort of advantage, some competitive advantage for us over those people we compete against. Now, in order for us to compete differently in that sense, we have to appeal to our buyers in a way that helps set us apart, right? As it says here, we have to find some way to set ourselves apart. We do that by offering some sort of superior value. This is going to always require us to do things that our rivals don't do, or even better, things that our rivals cannot do. When we can find those market niches for ourselves and those approaches that we can do things they cannot do, here is a distinct advantage for us and something we're always searching for. So staking out a market position that is not crowded with other strong competitors, where we can offer something that is valuable that our competitors do not or cannot offer, this is what choosing a great strategy is all about.